So, I got pregnant, and then she kidnapped my baby and sold him on the black market. His name was Ryan. I'm just kidding, kinda. The only thing she ever stole from me was happiness and 50% of my food. And I am 60% sure she was a drug addict. Just saying, I said my piece. But what's up, guys? As you can tell, today I am trying something a little bit new. Well, completely new. I want to maybe start doing a Storytime Sunday or a spooky Storytime Sunday, whichever you guys like better. So please comment below, like and share the video if you like this, and I will keep doing it. I'm just trying to do more new things and come up with new content so you guys don't get bored and leave me like everyone else. And I know people love hearing other people talk smack about people they hate. I personally love drama, so we are spilling the tea. But before we start, I want to introduce somebody. It's my emotional support ice cream cone. Look at it. It's huge. I did not expect it to be this big. I'm putting a whole new background together for you guys because I'm bored of this. I'm one of those people that loves change. Like, I could never work in a cubicle. I would die. So I bought a bunch of stuff and I didn't want to show you because I wanted it all to be a big surprise, but this thing is just so big. I was so shocked. I was like, I have to show everybody. It's so adorable and fluffy, and I'm squeezing it so hard. I don't know what to name it, so comment below what you think I should name it. And if it's a him or a her or the whatever, I don't know. It's just freaking adorable. So this is going to be my emotional support ice cream cone for the story. Now, let's go. So I moved to LA about 3 years ago in June. It was right after I graduated high school. I was like, you know what? Peace, I'm out. Drove all the way to LA from Texas with my family. They're amazing. They helped me move and they paid my rent half the time. They supported me a lot, so I love you guys. Anyways, I moved into a 2-bedroom apartment in downtown LA with 3 other girls. 2 of the girls were about my age, and one of them was our chaperone. I'm using air quotes for a reason because she was not a chaperone. Anyway, she's like in her late 20s or something. She's so old. And we all lived together for 3 months. And then one of those girls, her and I became best friends and we still live together. Her name's Brianna. She's amazing. I love you, best friend. But not as much as I love Mr. Ice Cream Cone. Anyways, it was basically a model house. I got signed to an acting agency as an actress. And I asked them to help me find a good place to live to move to LA and start my career. And they said, oh, we have this model house with a bunch of other girls and it would be perfect for you. So give us $6,000 and we'll bring you out here and make your dreams come true. They did not. So it was fun and exciting at first, but about a weekend, I started to catch some not very good feelings about Miss Chaperone. I'm gonna call her because I'm not saying her name. I ain't giving her credit for squat. I started to think, you know what? Maybe this girl isn't Little Miss Perfect like they say she is. She's not very mature, and I am almost positive she was into drugs. Just saying. The main thing that I first noticed, and it really started to bother me, was she ate all my food and she didn't buy jack squat. Cause on the first day she was like, oh, I think we should share our food, you know, family style. And I was like, you know what? Sure, I can get down with that. As long as everyone contributes food, then yeah, it's fine. But she would just eat our food and then not buy anything. This girl was broke. I mean, we were all broke, but she was like broke, and she was just mooching off of everybody. So like a week or 2 after we had moved in, me and the 2 other girls that were my age, we were just walking and I was like, should I bring it up? Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up. So I said to them, I was like, so what do we think about What I think is she eats all of our food. And immediately they were like, you know what? I noticed that too. She doesn't buy anything and she just eats my groceries. Literally one day I just went grocery shopping. I come to the apartment, put the bags down in the kitchen, and comes in the kitchen, pulls a bag of tuna I just bought and opens it and eats it right in front of me. I'm like, who does that? Like, I only bought 2 of those. And then later she brought it up and she was like, oh, I saw you give me that look. You were like, because I was eating your tuna. I was like, yeah, girl, I just bought it. And you ate it right in front of me. I swear this whole video is just gonna be me ranting about this. I'm gonna say that every time I wanna say a really bad word about her. And besides eating all of our food, I was the only person who had a car at the time. I brought my car to LA with me. and the other girls flew in. So she treated me like a taxi, didn't give me any money for gas, and anytime I wanted to go somewhere, she was like, oh, I'm going that way too. You can just take me. I won't have to get an Uber. And wherever she needed to go was like 40 minutes the other direction. Like, girl, do you not know how the compass works? You're not going north, you're going south. That reminds me of a quick little tale. It was 4th of July, and I had made a friend, and he invited me to a little 4th of July party. And it was kind of a little far, it was like an hour away, and I was bringing one of my roommates with me, because she had never experienced like a regular American 4th of July. I think that's how she put it. She's from Brazil. She's beautiful, amazing, I love you, girl. And I told our chaperone, that's seriously a load of crap. I told her where we were going, and she was like, oh, that's the same direction as my parents. You can just drop me off. I was like, where is it? I should have just said no. I shouldn't give her the opportunity to try to convince me. And she gave me the address, and it was like 20 minutes the opposite direction. So that adds a whole nother 40 minutes to the trip. Anyways, I said, okay, fine, because I didn't want to argue with her. And then I drop her off, and she's like, oh, you shouldn't go to your party. He's not a cool guy. You should just stay with me. I was like, no, I don't want to party with you and your old parents. You're boring. I'm gonna go hang with my friend. I am squeezing Mr. Ice Cream Cone so hard because I'm getting so mad thinking about her. So anyways, me and my friend go to my other friend's 4th of July party, and is calling and texting me non-stop because she wants to know where we are, what we're doing, when we're coming home. I was like, girl, I'll drop you off, but don't expect me to come back whenever you want me to take you back home. I'm staying at this party as long as I want. And we stayed until like at least midnight or 2 in the morning. And I was like, hey, we're heading back. Do you want me to pick you up? She was like, yeah. And when I go to pick her up, her mom had bought us groceries. I was like, oh, thank you so much. But that was excuse for buying us groceries for once, but really it was her mom. And then on the way back, I was just quiet. I was just seething with rage because I knew she was gonna say something. And then she says it. She's like, why didn't you answer my calls or text? I was so worried about you. You weren't listening to me. I'm in charge. I was like, girl, no, you ain't. I wanted to just crash the car. I just wanted to wreck the car just enough where I would go to the hospital alone and just lay there in peace without listening to her. Anyways, I was like, girl, I told you exactly where I was going, what we would be doing, and that I was gonna stay as long as I want. You were the one freaking out because I wasn't listening to you. And then it started a whole argument. I don't even remember what we talked about, but I was just mad. We got home, went to bed. The next day, I called my mom and I just talked smack about her for like an hour on our balcony. And I didn't realize that the door was not soundproof. She heard everything I was saying, which I think about it now and I don't care because I'm glad she heard it, but it just made everything so much more complicated in our little apartment. And by the way, I love talking smack to my mom. I still call her like every other day to talk drama about somebody because she's just as dramatic as me. It's awesome. Anyways, she heard everything I said about her. I go back in and her and another girl were sitting there just staring at me. And I'm like, what? Like all innocent. And she's like, oh, so you just hate me? Should I just, go? Like, what's the point of me being here? And what I wanted to say was, girl, I don't know why you're here. Feel free to leave. But I was stuck with her for like another 2.5 months. So I told her that crap, like, no, I don't hate you. I don't hate anybody. But I did hate her. I hated her with a passion. I'm over it now because it's been like 2 years. But back then, that was literally the longest 3 months of my life. And then we made up. She was like, oh, it's fine. But I know deep down she secretly hated me. It was a mutual hatred at that point. And from then on, she just continued to eat my food and use me like a taxi and make my life a living nightmare. Oh, and she also called me fat. Yeah, multiple times. One of the agreements of our little model house package was we would have a fitness trainer, which we never did. It was her, which that was one good thing. She worked me out pretty hard. Like she gave me some good workouts, but she always told me that I was the one that needed the workouts the most because the other two girls were like super skinny. They were models and I was the actress. So I was bigger than all of the girls. I knew that. I was a little bigger than I am now. I was just a little chubby, which I was fine with. But then she started calling me fat every day. I was like, oh, I guess I am fat. Thanks for ruining my self-confidence. Oh, and that reminds me, there was another time she got drunk and me and the girl I was sharing a room with were sleeping, and comes crashing in our room. She's drunk out of her mind, and there's this random guy in our kitchen. By the way, boys weren't allowed. That was a rule. We weren't allowed to bring boys to the apartment. And he was just there, and he saw me in my bra because I was sleeping. And she just bust in screaming how men will never take advantage of her, and he's expecting things from her, but she won't give it to him. And then she comes over to me and slaps me on the butt really hard, calling me fat. And then she almost threw up, but I don't think she did. She went to her own bathroom to do that. My roommate, my best friend, actually has a perfect reenactment of it I got on video. I will ask her if it's okay for me to use it. And if she gives the okay, I'll put it in right now.
Oh my god, guys! You should have locked the door. I could have you! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Wake up, guys! Sarah! Wake up! You're getting fat, Sarah! Sarah, you're getting fat! Run! Okay. Okay, guys. I'm gonna pee. Okay, guys, there's this boy here, right? Okay, and I'm not gonna let him take advantage of me because I'm drunk, and he's gonna want that. But look, Sarah, you're in your underwear. You're in your underwear, and he can see you. That's the boy. He's not taking advantage of us. No guy can take advantage of us.
That's just so hilarious to me. And it's so accurate. That's literally what happened. Anyways, besides her, there were a couple times that I lost my car in downtown LA, and that was not fun. I had a mental breakdown in Starbucks. I was like, where's my car? I can't find it. People just looked at me like I was crazy, and I was. So Miss is the reason that my first 3 months of my adult life were the worst yet. So that is today's Storytime Sunday of one of the worst human beings I've ever met. Please let me know if you like this video, if you like the Storytime Sunday, if you want me to do a spooky one next week. Just comment below, like and share the video, and let me know. This was fun. I love talking smack to people. I feel like I just vented out like 3 years of feelings I've been holding in. So thank you for that. But yeah, again, don't forget to subscribe, follow me on Instagram, links are all down below, and I will see you beautiful people next time.